Hi, Tony. TK from Women's Wrestling Talk. So I spoke to you in Chicago and asked you about Jade, and you're like, whenever she's ready, she can come back. And she came back, and she's gone. Now, my question, just being nosy, did you already know that this was the game plan?
No. I knew Jade's contract had been ticking down, and we were talking about a new contract, and I was very interested in Jade coming back, and we were having a negotiation, and I think it was I made a very big offer, and I thought it was a very fair offer, and I think she was considering it, and then she asked for a bigger offer, and then I went up again, and I kind of thought that was going to do it, and then it didn't, which I was surprised because, to be honest, I came up to a number that was higher than her original ask. So I don't know what I would have had to do at that point. So I was a little surprised, but I was when I answered your question, really hope Jade would be back. I think I tried to handle it when we were down to the nitty gritty and we were in the final couple weeks and we still hadn't agreed to something. Then it was at the point where I said, okay, well, if you aren't going to stay, I want to give you the best possible exit. And I have only good things to say about Jade. I really enjoyed working with her. She was a great part of AEW. She's always welcome here. I tried to give her the best possible send-off I could. The classiest send-off I've ever seen in wrestling was, at the time, I thought it wasn't the kind of send-off I really saw, and I was 10 years old, and I could tell it was different, was when Ric Flair left the WWF. And he did a match with Mr. Perfect, who was a natural person for him to wrestle, and that was it. And then he was gone. They didn't do anything to embarrass him or mess him up, and they let him leave, and he was still Ric Flair. He wrestled the match against the person he should have wrestled, finished up, and left with, not only, to say the least, not only with his dignity, but in probably a better position than he came in. And that's what I tried to do. I wanted to give her the best possible send-off. I think the natural thing was there was no rematch ever against Chris Statlander. So I had her do a run-in and lay out Statlander, knowing that it was going to set up the match where she would likely finish up unless we came to an agreement at the last minute, which I was really still hoping would happen down to the last minute, to be honest with you. And I don't think I'm talking out of school. I have only positive things to say, but that's where it was at. So I thought I had a pretty good plan at that point that, if this is it, that's where we'll finish up. When she did the segment where she returned on Collision to set up her final match the following week on Rampage against Chris Statlander in the main event, and she did the run-in, and Tony Schiavone came up to the desk, tapped on my monitor, and said, "You're a classy guy, boss." And I think he meant it. That was a classy way to send her off. And, I try to make this a great home for wrestlers, and I want people to see whether you're coming in or coming out, we're going to treat you well. And I really respect and value Jade. So I wanted to give her a good send off. And like I said, I wish her the best, and she'd always be welcome back if she wanted to come back. Thanks.